What's up, everybody? This is from Depths Collectables coming at you with another toy haul. Now, in this toy haul, we're going to talk about the stuff that we picked up at Disney World. It was a fun trip, guys. I had a blast, and we picked up a ton of goodies. So let's get into it. Alrighty, first up on the stuff that we picked up is some stuff that I picked up at Disney Springs, which is like a little shopping area that is just outside of Disney World. They had some pretty cool places there, some pretty cool shops. And you know, they had this Marvel shop that I went into. They had all kinds of Marvel merchandise and whatnot. And as soon as I got there, they were barely putting out this Disney Plus wave. So back in October when I went to Disney World, it was a rare sight to see the Disney Plus wave out in stores. It was still relatively new and still kind of hard to find. And the ones that I was really looking for out of the entire wave was Moon Knight and Mr. Knight. Now, these are the two ones that I was really excited about getting because I did really enjoy the Moon Knight series on Disney Plus. I enjoyed it. I'm pretty excited about getting another season of it. I did enjoy the characters. You know, the interpretation of Moon Knight in the, MCU and everything was pretty good. I was really, surprised that they added in the Mr. Knight character from, the recent comics of Moon Knight. He is more of a newer character to the Moon Knight mythos and everything. It is a really cool character. If you haven't read, that run of comics, I suggest you do. It is a pretty cool run on Moon Knight. Alrighty, another action figure pickup that I picked up at Disney World is this Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader 2-pack. But this 2-pack is a little bit different than your regular Obi-Wan Darth Vader 2-packs. So this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader concept art versions. And these are the designs that were created by Ralph McQuarrie for Star Wars back before Star Wars was even a thing. So this was a glimmer in George Lucas's eye, and Ralph McQuarrie made it a realization. So without these characters, guys, without these designs, we wouldn't have the iconic characters of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader as we have them today. It is a very cool thing to see these designs realized in action figure form. So I had to pick this thing up when I saw it. So if you're planning a Disney World trip or a Disneyland trip, check the marts and the shops that they have in those parks because they will have a mixture of, regular Disney stuff with Star Wars and Marvel. They will have some action figures there. You might get lucky and find like a 2-pack here like I did, or you might get unlucky and find some peg warmers because even in the happiest place on earth, they have peg warming problems, guys. I saw so many Landos there, I thought I was at a regular Target. Alright, next up on the Disney trip pickups is this Pizza Planet Alien. Now, one of the rides that we rode was the Buzz Lightyear ride where you get to shoot the little laser guns at the aliens of Zurg. It was fun, guys. I had so much fun on that ride. It's like a little video game where you get to shoot at the aliens and rack up a high score. It was basically me versus my girlfriend, and my girlfriend beat me by a lot. It was not even close. I don't know how she did it. I thought I was shooting all the spots, but she was shooting better than I was. So she won that one, completely blew me out of the water. And at the end of those rides, guys, they obviously have a gift shop. So I had to pick up one of these alien guys because my brother said they were pretty cool. So he has a little button on his belt buckle, and when you press him, he says a little something. And if you have more than one of these guys next to each other and you press the button, they kind of interact with each other because they'll all light up and they'll start speaking to each other. And I thought that was really cool. Now, I only bought one of these guys, but I do want to get another one eventually because these guys are really cool and they interact with each other. So it is a kind of a cool, toy to get if you're out there in Disney World and you're riding that Buzz Lightyear ride. They do actually have them everywhere. I did see them all over the place. Even my hotel's gift shop had these guys. But I thought it was a little bit more special to get it off the ride because it felt really cool coming off that ride, and I just had to get something on the way out. Alrighty, guys, next up is this really dope jacket that I picked up, and that is this Pizza Planet Bomber. Now, this thing is really dope. I do like this, all black and red aesthetic that it got going on. It has the Pizza Planet patch right there, and it also has the Pizza Planet logo on the back. Now, this thing is totally up my alley when it comes to style, so I'm wearing this, as soon as it gets cold. It's still hot here, down south of Texas, so, that's the curse of living down south, where it's hot 350 days of the year. So hopefully it gets cold again and I get to wear this thing, because this thing is really dope. Alrighty, next up is something special that my girlfriend picked up for me, and that is this Loki alligator plush. Now, we were at this shop and we were looking around seeing what they got, and they had this little Marvel section. You know, they had their typical, you know, t-shirts and little trinkets here and there, but I saw these alligator Loki plushes and I fell in love instantly. I love alligators. You know, I love crocodiles, I love reptiles of all sorts, but alligators and crocodiles are some of my favorite animals. And the Loki alligator from the TV show was one of my favorite characters in that entire series. So as soon as I saw this guy, I had to have him. But I was on the fence about picking him up, and my girlfriend went ahead and pulled the trigger for me. So she bought this for me, and I'm super happy about getting this thing. You know, I'm gonna cuddle up with it when I, you know, go to bed and stuff. You know, sweet dreams of, you know, alligator Loki and taking out Thor. So it is really cool to have, and I'm really happy. So I really thank her. Alrighty guys, next up is all the stuff that I bought at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now, Galaxy's Edge was going to be the place that I was going to be spending all of my money, and I knew it for a fact. Now, at Galaxy's Edge, they have a place called the Droid Depot, where you can create your own droid. Now, you have your choice between an R2 unit and a BB unit. Now, I went ahead with the BB unit because it looked a lot more fun when you can drive him around and he looks like a little ball rolling around. Nothing against the R2 units. The R2 units are classic, but I feel like I'm gonna have a lot more fun with this guy. So usually these guys are named with a combination of letters and numbers. Now the letters, I was thinking TX because we're from Texas. So I'm going to go with TX, and the numbers, I'm not too sure, because me and my girlfriend were brainstorming all kinds of ideas for the numbers, like maybe the day that he was created, maybe the day that we went to Disney, or maybe like our anniversary, but we really couldn't come to like a solid, you know, idea of what we would do for the number. So I'm opening it up to you guys. You know, what kind of number should we give this guy? Go down in the comments, leave a comment like this guy should be named TX and your number. I don't want you guys just putting numbers, because I feel like, you know, YouTube's gonna be like, you know, really weird about you guys just putting in random numbers as comments. So I went with the smuggler chip because that's middle of the road. This guy basically is just your rough and tumble dude out there looking for a paycheck, and I like that because I can relate. So I went ahead with that one. So let's give a listen to what he sounds like. Alrighty guys, this is what text sounds like right here. These are some of the sounds that are programmed inside of these guys. The chips do sound different, like I said, whether or not you pick the light side, the dark side, or a smuggler chip like I did. And they have, you know, a plethora of different sounds that they can do. That is what he sounds like. It is really cool because the chips do have different, you know, frequencies. Basically, they are either, you know, higher in pitch or lower in pitch. I know the dark side is super low, and this one's kind of like in the middle. I like this one, how it sounds. The light side sounds like BB-8. It does a lot of different sounds and whatnot depending on where you're at in the parks. Like if you're in Galaxy's Edge and you're in certain parts of the, you know, the parks, if you're on the dark side, the light side, or whatever side that it is, these guys will interact and whatnot with different aspects of the park. They also interact with other droids from the Droid Depot, which is really cool. You know, me and my brother got one. He got an R2 unit, and these guys were talking up, you know, a storm. All of them were like talking to each other. They were reacting to other people's droids that were walking by. It's really cool. You know, it does add another layer of interactability to the parks and stuff, and like the things that you buy there. And these things are really dope, guys. You know, they could, you know, spin around and whatnot. He is in the backpack right here, so you know he can, like, you know, drive around and whatnot, but I just have him in the bag because this thing goes really fast. Like, he speeds all over the place. We were testing him out on the little platform, and he was falling off. Now these guys are really cool, and if you're in Disney World, I suggest going to Galaxy's Edge and making you a droid right now, because these things are fun to put together. The whole process of picking out the different pieces, because they have different styles, different pieces and whatnot, and you can mix and match. You know, you don't have to just put together a BB unit from the, you know, movies or an R2 unit from the movies. You can make it your own, and that's really, really cool. The personality chips add an extra layer to that. And, you know, naming them, you know, they don't, you know, it's not like Build-A-Bear or anything. You don't have to name them. But naming them adds a little extra, you know, personality to it. So help us out with naming them. You know, if you have any ideas for the numbers, put them in the comments down below. Alright, next up is the stuff that we picked up at Oga's Cantina. Now, Oga's Cantina is a bar that they have at Galaxy's Edge, and it is super fun, guys. You have to make reservations to get in, and if you can get in, guys, I suggest going because it is fun. Now, we went in there and we got a little bit of everything, guys. Now, if you go to Oga's Cantina, there are certain drinks that come with souvenir cups. You know, meaning that you get the drink and you get to keep the cup later on. Now, they don't give you the cup that you're drinking out of. They give you a brand new cup and they pack it up for you and everything, so you don't have to worry about, you know, carrying around, you know, a wet mug or something like that. There's 3 different drinks that offer the souvenir cup option. One, which is the Cliff Dweller, that offers this porg mug. Another is this Rancor Beer Flight that has a taste test of different beers in these Rancor teeth, which is really dope. This was the thing that I really wanted to get. Now, there is another drink called Yub Nub that comes in a mug that has carvings of Ewoks and stuff like that. That one they did not have, which sucked because I wanted to get all 3 of them. That was the only one that they did not have the cups for. So they, you know, they did have the drinks because you can order these drinks without the mugs. But what's the, you know, point of doing that? You might as well just, you know, pay the full price for the drink and you get the mug to keep, you know, later. It is really cool. I'm not gonna use these for anything. You know, maybe I might bust these out for like a party or something. Maybe put like, you know, some kind of tiki drink or something in this guy here, because, you know, these things are really cool. I don't really want to mess them up. I think they're kind of hard to like, you know, maybe wash. Like, obviously these aren't because they're really shallow, but I don't want to really mess anything up. I don't want to get them sticky with any drinks or anything like that. I am just going to put them up. They're going to go on the shelf. I really do love this Rancor Beer Flight. These teeth, like the cups, look really cool. You know, it's really dope to get this stuff. You know, I guess this stuff sells out really quickly or something like that. Luckily, we were there like, you know, kind of early in the day, so we were able to get our hands on both of these things. You know, maybe next time if we ever go back or something like that, we can get our hands on the Yub Nub mug. It would be awesome, but these ones are really dope. Alrighty, last up on the stuff that we picked up at Galaxy's Edge. You know, we had to pick up a lightsaber, guys. But I really wanted to make my own lightsaber because they do have a thing where you could build your own lightsaber. It's a whole ceremony and everything. It's really cool. I tried to get in because you have to do like a little reservation or something for it. I tried my best to get in, guys, but that thing went super quick. It is really popular and everybody tries to do it. So I did not get in, but there is a concession to that. Next to where they do the whole, you know, build your own lightsaber deal, there is a little, you know, shop next to it where you can buy your own lightsaber. They are replicas of the lightsabers that are used, like, you know, from famous Jedi, from the movies, from the shows, from all kinds of things. Now, when picking your lightsaber, you can either pick the dark side or the light side. Now, contemplating on whether or not I wanted to pick the light side or the dark side, I was thinking more of which one looked the most unique. So I was looking at all of them and I was like, some of these look cool, some of them don't. Now, they did have one that was really cool, but the problem is that it was really expensive, guys. So they did have Darth Maul's lightsaber, but there's a catch to it. You technically have to buy 2 lightsabers, 2 light beam effects, and a coupling, which is kind of expensive, and I didn't want to do that because if I was going to buy 2 lightsabers, I wanted 2 different lightsabers. I didn't want to buy 2 of the same ones. It is cool that you could put them together and have Darth Maul's lightsaber, but I kind of wanted 2 different ones if I'm going to be buying 2 lightsabers. So I was looking at which ones I wanted and which ones were more unique, and I decided to go with Count Dooku's lightsaber. Now, this is just a hild, but I do have the light beam that connects to it. I did get that. It's like right here. It's right here and here. I just have it like right there because I'm not going to connect it or anything like that. It does come with this case, which is really dope because you can just have it on display like that, or you can just take it out. So the hills are actually really cool. They are made out of metal and they do have some weight to them. You know, they do light up. Obviously you can put in the beam effect, and once you put the beam effect you can actually turn it on. But without the beam effect it doesn't turn on. As you can see, I'm messing with the switch, it doesn't turn on. But as soon as you put the beam effect in there and you lock it in, it turns on. I'm not going to do that right now because the beam effect is pretty long. It's like right behind me right here, but it is a really cool hill. That's the reason why I went with it. The other ones were looking a little plain. Those ones I've seen all over the place. You can kind of get them in stores now because, you know, I think these ones are about the same as the, you know, Force Effects lightsabers that there are out there. But it's pretty cool. I picked up this one. And like I said, guys, if I was going to spend money on 2 different lightsabers, I wanted 2 different lightsabers. And I got 2 different lightsabers because my girlfriend helped me out and I got a dark saber. This was like a little present for my girlfriend and she helped me get the dark saber. Now the dark saber is pretty dope because it is a little bit of a deal. You do get the hilt and you do get the blade, and it comes with a stand also. So it is the more expensive of the lightsabers that are there, but you get the whole package with this thing. So it is really, really dope, and I do, you know, thank my girlfriend for helping me out with this one. And I ended up getting 2 different lightsabers, guys. It is really, really cool to have these things. You know, having the hard, like heavy metal versions of these lightsabers are really cool because I'm just used to the plastic ones. You know, the ones you see at the toy stores, you know, the ones that flick out. I've always wanted a real one, and it's really cool to have these things in my collection because these are super dope and they're going to be super cherished by me. So that's the Disney haul. It was an awesome trip, guys. We had so much fun. And I'm not even a Disney person, and I thought I wasn't going to have any fun because, you know, I'm not a big, you know, Disney fan. I'm not a big Mickey and Goofy and Donald fan or anything like that. But I had so much fun there that they probably got a new fan in me, to be honest. You know, it was my first time going on rides like Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, Pirates of the Caribbean. All of those were fun. I had an amazing time on those rides, and I had like childlike wonder for the first time in a long time. It was really fun. Now, if you like this video here, be sure to hit like and subscribe to our channel from the Depths Collectables because we do all kinds of videos here like toy hunts, toy hauls, and something I call the custom corner, where I take some of the figures that I pick up and customize them the way that I like. So if you're into any of that stuff, be sure to subscribe because we are working our way up to the next milestone, which is the 400 subscriber giveaway, and we're going to give away some really cool prizes when that hits. So if you want to be a part of that, be sure to like and subscribe. And until the next time, from the Depths Collectables,